time, and then your team building commission could just be like a little buffer into you and your family's pockets. And so the first thing that I want to encourage you is, please write this down. My environment is literally everything. And so your environment has to equal I love you to your customer. And so you don't have to have the perfect house. I do it in my apartment. It literally does not have to be perfect. But prior to the appointment, here are some questions that you're going to want to ask your customer, and it's going to help you know what she needs. So this is what I ask. I'm just going to talk to you guys about just what I do. So before the appointment, I just ask her, do you mind if I ask you a few questions, of course, to customize the makeover? And so what I ask them is your skin dry, normal, combo, oily? And then I ask them, if you could change anything about your skin, what would you change? And that is going to help you to know what products does she actually need at the facial. And then I also ask her, what would you most like to learn about regarding skincare and makeup? And so in the appointment, when she comes in, here are some different tips of things that will help your sales. First thing is, you want for your makeup to be done and you want it to look really pretty. Like, you want your makeup and your skincare, you want to look like a beauty consultant. I really encourage wearing a colorful dress that's pink, yellow, blue, purple, something bright, because it attracts us the energy that you want to have. And I really like wearing a little blazer with it, or your beauty coat is great as well. But your face has to look good for her to trust you with her face. Like, your face has to be done. I wear probably 25 products on my face, from skincare to the end of it, like foundation primer, oil mattifier, pressed powder, like wear all the things where your face, the whole facial is gonna look awesome. The next thing that I do is I buy little clipboards to have I use the beauty session sheets, which I'm gonna talk about in a second. You wanna have that sitting there with a clipboard, and I use colorful pens. They make a difference. They just really do, and it makes the environment of your facial awesome. Another thing you want to do is you want to have your mirrors clean. It seems so simple, but it does make a difference in your appointments. Another thing that you want to do is, next to her, you want to have a lookbook. On top of that, I have the gift that I sent her a picture of with her name on it. In addition to that, I have her name on the Mary Kay name card that came in your starter kit next to that. So she has her name in 2 different places when she sits down at the appointment. The only product that I have out on a cake plate is the Miracle Set lifted up on a mirror plate. It's like a high up cake plate, and then it's a mirror. So I have the Miracle Set. I have, to the right of me, I bought a frame, and it says Botox in a Bottle Bundle, and it has the lifting serum and the deep wrinkle filler. And to the left of the Miracle Set, all I have out is the charcoal mask. A confused mind, you'll find, will do absolutely nothing. And so the simpler you can keep your appointments, your team building will be higher, and your sales are higher. Because if we were to go to Clinique, and if we were just using cleanser moisturizer right now, and if you were introduced to 12 new products, I don't know about you guys, I would be shut down. I would be like, I can't win. I'm not going to use 12 products on my face per morning. I probably would, but most people won't. You know? And so the key there, you guys, is simplicity. And so as you can imagine, when people walk into my parties, like, they don't see a lot. They see 7 products in total. I have all of the beauty extras and the foundations tucked away, and I got this very small organizer, and it has foundations, under eye corrector, mascara, eyeliner, and the lipsticks that I demo, but it's tucked away behind me. So if you're traveling to your parties, have it tucked away where you can grab it easily, but where it's not everywhere. Because if they walk into it and if there's stuff everywhere, it's just a hot mess. You will not sell as much. They're confused, and they'll buy an $8 eyeshadow instead of a $110 skincare set. Okay, so the women come in. So the first thing, does it help you guys for practical verbiage of like, here's what to say? Do y'all like that practicality?
Yes.
Okay. So when they come in, I am all business. I mean, hi, but all business. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so great to see you. I say, so I'm gonna have you come over here, and I'm gonna have you sit right here and fill out your beauty session sheet, and this is gonna help me customize your skincare for you. There's no small talk. Like she's sitting, I'm just being honest, like she's sitting there because you want this appointment to take an hour and a half because you're here to team build her ultimately. And if this appointment goes for 3 hours, she's gonna say, I'm busy, thank you very much, I don't got time for Mary Kay. Be strategic with your time. So she sits down, she fills it out, and then while she's filling it out, I always ask, would you like something to drink? I have water and sweet tea. Be classy, have something other than water for her. It could be seltzer water, whatever, just have something for her there. So then she fills out her sheet, and at that point I've been standing, and I always wear black flats, and my facials do not wear high heels. You'll hate your feet. So
Your feet will hate you.
Yeah, your feet will hate you, yeah. Okay, so at that point you want to come and sit down next to her. And I get so up close, and my body language is like hunched over like this. I'm all into her. The best types of leaders are not worried about their success or their money. You are there with one purpose. Help this woman with her skin and get to know what makes her tick so I can recruit her at the end of this party. That's your only objection. And you're only focused on those two things. Do not be thinking at your facial. This sounds weird. Don't be thinking about what am I going to cook my husband for dinner? Oh, I didn't work out this morning. Oh my gosh, does my lipstick look okay? Does my skin look okay? Because you already took care of all of that before this facial. The only thing you're focused on is her. And so what I ask at the very beginning, and the beauty session sheet, we will put it out on OSU if you don't use these. It literally says, what products are you most interested in? What are you, what's your skin type? It even has them write, I love it, makes them write down their eye color and their hair. Don't we love doing that? Like brunette, brown eyes. They love writing that. It makes them feel very important. And so another sidebar, you want to fold the piece of paper because the beauty session sheet for referrals is at the bottom. Don't let them see that. It's one step at a time. So only have them see. I even sometimes, if it's a really bougie customer, I will highlight each thing just like a doctor's office. I'm like, I just need you to fill out those highlighted questions. And they're like, okay, very good experience. So another thing, as I'm thinking of it, I always have a hair clip for each person and a headband. How many of y'all have been about to wash? I have 10 minutes.
No, it's a 45-minute class.
I was like, oh
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
no. Okay, so how many of you guys, you've been in the middle of like getting washcloths and they're like, do you have a headband or a hair tie? And you have to run into your master bedroom and grab a hair. Isn't that the worst feeling? You're like, oh, great. Have a hair tie and clip there. These little things, I promise you, will make a difference in your sales. And so I ask her, I say, well, Susie, tell me about what are you currently using to take care of your skin? She tells me something like Clinique and Dior. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, now I know how to market it. If she says I'm using Clinique and Dior, she needs to know what are the ingredients, what are the tripeptides, what are the extracts. She needs to know ingredients if she's that bougie. She cares. She's like, honey, I use Dove soap and hardly even moisturize my face. She needs, this is what it's going to do for you, quick, fast facts. She does not care what the Sky Santor extract is in lifting serum. She's like, does it take away my wrinkle? So know your audience. You have to intuitively be able to feel that out, and that will come with time. Your skills will build. But basically, if she's using something really fancy, make sure she knows what ingredients are in our product. The next question that I ask her is, do you like liquid foundation? A lot of times people will say, no, I don't love liquid foundation. To be honest, they're like, it makes me feel very heavy. I'll say, if I could promise you that you're gonna have a lightweight feel, would you be willing to try our foundation? I think you're gonna fall in love with it. Here's why you wanna do that. A foundation customer will never leave your side. I have customers from the first year of my business, still don't have them on all of Mary Kay, but they order their foundation every 3 months. You want to sell them strategic products where they have to come back to you. They can go to Wally World and get a purple eyeshadow, but they cannot go to Wally World and get a lifting serum. So you're very strategic about what you're selling. And so what's happening is I'm getting to know what is she currently using with her foundation. A lot of times you might hear, you know, I don't like foundation because my shade never is right. I say, Susie, if I promise you your foundation could be flawless, would you be willing to try our liquid? You're going to love it. And so you're wanting to just make sure that she knows that she can trust you. And I don't really talk like nice and loud. Like at that point, I'm there. You are there to build a relationship with her. That is your only mojo right there. So after that, all that I say at the beginning of the appointment is I say, well, Susie, I'm so excited to tell you about your beauty experience and what this is going to consist of. And that's what I always say. I'm so excited to tell you about your beauty experience and what this is going to consist of. So I point at the miracle set. I say, this is your miracle set. You are going to love it. You'll notice there's a fragrance, but it's actually fragrance and paraben free. And then we're going to do your exfoliators, and I'm going to take your before picture, and then I'm going to do your makeup, and I'm going to take your after picture. That's all I say. Then I say, this is your lookbook, this is your gift catalog. I'm gonna heart everything throughout your makeover, and whatever you fall in love with, I have a full store so you don't have to wait. I don't believe in waiting. And a lot of times they'll be like, girl, I don't believe in waiting either. I'm like, I know that's right, you know? Play off of her. But I don't personally, you can have all your inventory out. At my house, to be honest, for recruiting purposes, I've made my house very down to earth. My husband sometimes comes in from the gym, and my inventory is, they can't always, this might not be the greatest of ways, but they cannot always see my inventory. I make it kind of like a secret. Did you know when you go into Gucci and buy a belt, they don't have all their inventory out? You say, I want that belt, and they say, let me go to the back and grab it for you. It's more of an experience. They're like, oh, okay. So I make it like, girl, and I'm like, I have a full store here, so you can take home whatever you want. And they're like, oh, okay. It's so exciting for them. So the next thing I do is I say, well, go ahead and pull your hair back with your headband and your clip, because you already had it laying there, and I'm gonna get your washcloth hot and ready for you. Another tip, have all the washcloths next to your sink ready. Do not go into your bathroom and come back out. You're gonna look like, what the frick is she doing? Have it right there. These little things make a difference. Have it right there. So when I bring her washcloth, I put the cleanser on, and I show it to her. And I say, do you see these little beads? Like, do you see these little beads? I'm like, those are encapsulated vitamins, and this has resveratrol. It's gonna even out your skin since you wanted help with evening out your skin. She wanted help with wrinkles. Do you see these beads? These are vitamins, and this has resveratrol. This is an anti-aging formula. It's gonna take away your wrinkles, or it's gonna help you look younger. And so think, what does she want? And so I make the beads like a thing, and they're like, ooh, and then as they're doing it, I don't say, does it smell good? I'm like, doesn't it smell so good? Like, are you sold on this product like you are your favorite, like, boutique? I mean, that is what I'm thinking. The whole time, I'm not asking her questions about right now about her kids and her husband. I'm here to sell you a miracle set, sister, because you got to be sold on that before you're going to own a business with Mary Kay Cosmetics. Thank you very much, right? So then after they wash their face, I'm like, how does your skin feel right now? They're like, oh my gosh, it's so soft. I'm like, I know, right? Then I say, so this is your cleanser. I point to it, and I'm like, so this is designed to be used morning and night. Don't we love when things are designed for us? That's why we love designer handbags. I say, your cleanser is designed. And so then I say, okay, then I run over to my fridge, and I'm like, I'm about to show you your new best friend. So I grab the Hydro Eye patches. They can see all the food, all the stuff in my fridge. Why? It's relatable. You're like, here's my fridge, sister. I don't care. I open up my fridge. Now, perfectionist me would be like, I'm going to have my perfect fridge. They can't see any of the food. You're a real human, and you're going to recruit her today. So it's cool she sees food in your fridge. So I grab the Hydro Eye patches, and I open them up. I'm like, do you see how pink and sparkly they are? Like, I love these things, like, for reals. And I'm like, okay. So I take them, and I'm like, okay, so the inner corner part of this, the thinner part of this, and I set it on her tray. I say, this goes in your inner part of your eye. So she takes it, she's like, I'm not doing it right. I'm like, girl, you're doing it perfect. I'm like, how do they feel? They're like, they're so soothing. I'm like, I know. I'm like, okay, so while we let your master, or while we let these sit, we're gonna do your exfoliator next. Now, if she has dry skin, instead of the charcoal mask, use your brain, woman. Put on the gel mask, you know what I'm saying? So just do what you know that she needs. And so then we'll do the charcoal. And side note, if she is the kind of person and she has very bad cystic acne, or if she has dry, flaky skin, I will do microdermabrasion on the other half. Feel your audience. I don't do microdermabrasion with everyone. If she washes with Dove soap, she's gonna be so confused if you give her a bajillion exfoliators. And so I feel it out based on who she is. And if you're like, Megan, I don't know what you mean, like feel it out, then just trust your gut and just do what you want to do. But I feel it out. If you have a really high maintenance woman, she will happily buy a scrub and a mask. But some women are like, sister, no. So then I do the charcoal on her whole face if you're just gonna do the mask, or I'll do it on half of her face. And this is what I say. Did you know? I say, do you know the importance of exfoliation? They're like, no, not really. Like, why do I exfoliate? And so what I do is I take my hands like this, and I'm like, okay, so your skin creates a new layer every 28 days. I go like this. So if you're not exfoliating, your skin's gonna look so blotchy and flaky, and we don't want that. So I say, so this is why you exfoliate. That's all I say about exfoliation. She does not need to know 50 billion ingredients in charcoal mask. She will see it pull out her zits, and she will be sold. Less information is more. So the next thing I do, y'all, is I say, do you want to play a fun game? And I'm like, do you want to play a fun game to get a free travel size product? And this is a little bit on referrals because this is important. I say, okay, so I'm going to flip over your paper for you. And I say, all you have to do, and I get so excited because I'm sitting here thinking, leads, baby, yes, right? So I'm like, okay, all you have to do, you get to gift your closest friends and family with a complimentary pampering session, and I'm gonna treat her just like she's family to me, and I promise I'm not gonna bug your friends. So we'll go ahead and play this while your mask is drying. So when I flip it over, I say, so here you go. She's gonna fill that out. Don't bother her. I typically go over and fool with my eyeliners like they're not already organized enough. I'm like, da-da-da-da. I'm like looking over, I'm like, da-da-da. She thinks I'm doing stuff. I'm not doing nothing. I'm sitting there thinking, leads, baby, leads, you know? And so she's over there writing. Some women are going to give you like 20 names, like, pow. Some women are going to say, oh my gosh, how many names do you want? 20 blanks. I say, you just do as many as you want to. I'm excited to pamper your friends. Because if you tell a woman, if you don't get 10, you don't get your gift, she's not going to like you. She's going to be like, well, she's a stickler. Get 3 names is better than getting 0 because she doesn't like you. Just take what you can get, because some women are introverted, they're protective over their friends. And I've had some women also say, you know, Megan, I need to reach out to these friends before I give you their numbers. And I just say, Susie, I would be feeling the exact same way. I totally respect and love that you respect your friends' numbers. She's already bought into her idea, so just drink her Kool-Aid because she's not coming on your ship. You already tried that. And so if they don't always give you numbers, there is nothing wrong with you, and it's okay, but do your very best to get 10 names and numbers. And a lot of women, as long as you say, I'm so excited, and you do what I just showed you, they will give you the numbers. Okay, so that's that on referrals. So the next thing was sales. And one thing I've noticed too is have enough washcloths. Like I have enough where they don't have to feel the same cleanser washcloth when they take off their mask. Like have enough washcloths. Go to Target and don't get the cheap kind. Get the kind that you would want to wash your face with. I cannot tell you how many customers have said to me, girl, you got enough washcloths. You must be doing laundry. I'm like, girl, yes. It's fine. They're noticing that you're loving on her. I'm just being honest. It's like when we go to a salon and they take proper care with our wash and we're like, they really care. They're thinking the same thing. Don't worry. They're not going to not recruit because they think you do too much laundry. We do laundry every day, right? So then the next thing I have them do, I'm like, okay, now you can go ahead and take off your hydrogel eye patches. And I'm like, and do you see those little dots on your face? They're like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. Y'all know how it goes. I'm like, that's actually oil that's been extracted. So I say, so I'm going to go ahead and have you hold this for 10 seconds over your face. And then they hold it and they take it off. Very quick on what I do for day-night cream. The day cream, the only thing I say about it, has nopal cactus extract. Just take a pea-sized amount. It's going to give you 12 hours of moisture. Doesn't it smell so good? Night cream. This is how I market it. I can never keep enough night cream on my shelf. I market it as boyfriend cream. I call it boyfriend cream. I started that in college. It stuck. I sold so many miracle sets. I was like, this makes me some good money to call boyfriend cream. I'm like, okay, girl. I'm like, no, this is my favorite. I'm like, this is your boyfriend cream. If they don't have a boyfriend, I'm like, you'll thank me later if you know what I mean. And they're like, haha, you know. And then they have the husband. I'm like, your husband's gonna love the way your face smells at night. And sometimes older women to that, they'll be like, honey, he doesn't even notice my face. We've been married for so long. I'm like, well, you just gonna know that you're a queen. It's gonna be cool, you know. And so then I say, now put it on your neck. Other thing, hand her each product. Do not squirt it in her tray or squirt it on her hand. Ownership is 9/10 of the law. I hand them everything. That's why you tell her only a pea-sized amount or else you're going to feel like the ocean. Pea-sized amount. Hand it. It's hers. Eye cream, I tell her, I'm like, take your ring finger, and I do it on my own eye. I'm like, you're going to want to go like this. I'm a big fancy. You want to go like this, you know? And hand her the eye cream. Now, on Botox, I want to give a fast commercial on that because that goes as soon as they wash off that charcoal. The deep wrinkle filler, have her try it on one thumb first, see the difference, and say, I wanted you to see it on your thumb. That way you know what it's going to do to your face. And so I had them try it on their thumb first, and then of course we do lifting serum. and that's the Botox in a bottle bundle. I market them as a bundle. I have never had a customer ask me once, do they come separate? I don't even circle those in the book. I'm like, this is your bundle. We sell products together. I'm gonna make good money on your sales. Bundle products together. They don't know what they don't know. So they don't see it in the book circled and I don't even tell them how much it is. So I'll tell you about that in a second. Okay, so after the miracle sets, they've just done their set. I'm like, okay, how does your skin feel? Doesn't it feel so good? Oh my goodness, it feels amazing. Susie, your skin already looks more glowy. I tell them whatever it looks better as. I'm like, it already looks whatever. So now after that, I say, okay, so I'm gonna recap your steps just real quick for you. And I'm giving you guys all this party information because this is when you're selling them. Then the end is the sale, but this is the sale part, honestly. So I say, okay, so your cleanser's designed to go morning and night. Then I say, right after your cleanser, we're gonna do your lifting serum. I take the serum from my Botox in a bottle bundle tray over to the Miracle Set tray because I know they're gonna buy the whole thing. Then you do this, and then you do your filler. Then I say, then we do your moisturizer based on the time of day. I stack them back to back. If you stack it like this, they're gonna think they have 7 steps when they really only have 6. It makes a difference. And then I do the eye cream. Then I pull up their set and I say, so this is your set. Comes out to be 92 cents a day. It'll last you 3 to 4 months. Are you more of a dabber or a scooper? Well, I'm a scooper. Okay, so it's gonna last you more like 3 months. Susie, are you a dabber or scooper? I'm a dabber. It'll last you more like 4. I only tell them how many cents it is a day. I only tell them 110 if they ask. At the end, it makes a difference in your sales. Some will ask, what's the Botox come for? Tell them, know your prices. I do not even tell them the price. And I'll show you why in a second. So that's all I'm gonna say on the skincare party. Only thing I'll say about glamour and makeup. The skincare opening the beginning should take 40 minutes. The makeup should take 15 minutes. We are not here to sell makeup right now. We're here to sell foundation, maybe a powder. Skincare is your mojo. If you want to do her whole glam face, book a second appointment. Do not focus on makeup. It does not matter. It will not get you anywhere in Mary Kay. I'm just being, it will for the makeup girls, it will, but it will not in this first party. You are only here to win her over for skincare right now. So then what happens is, now we're gonna talk about the clothes. You wanna have this line memorized. And also, sidebar, you take her before picture with the makeup light after skincare, then her after picture, you show it to her. So I say, now I'm gonna take my after picture. I literally bend over, I show them the before, I show them the after. I had a lady drop $685. She was using Dove soap because she was 68. She literally, I sent one picture, looked 50. She was blown, she goes, Megan, I cannot even believe how I look right now. She's like, she could not believe it. Invest in a makeup light on Amazon, they're $80. Use your iPhone. You guys, those before and afters, and sometimes you'll even think, not to be rude, but you'll think, oh goodness, she still kind of does look a little older. I mean, you can't take away, she's 80, you know what I mean? You'll be like, oh, I don't know if she's gonna like it. She will like it. She's gonna be like, no, I really look different. I've had girls literally down in Florida, they are using the most bougie product, and they're like, Megan, I cannot believe the way that my skin looks. And they buy Mary Kay. I had a lady who was using Dior, and this is a long story, but she bought $100 in her facial. I warm chatted a lady at the post office, and she was just a hot mess. I never want a facial ever again. But she brought her friend, Donna. So Donna was there, and the friend from the post office bought $0. Donna bought $100, like a filler and something else. She was using Dior. She goes, Megan, I just placed this large Dior order. Honey, I want to support you, but you don't understand. I said, no worries, Miss Donna. I said, thank you so much for supporting me anyway. It sounds like you have a lot of skincare at home. Treat her like she's my grandma. I was like, you know what, Lord? You saw my heart. It's cool. I only made $50. That took literally 2.5 hours. They were talkers. I was like, but God, you see my heart, and I just pray something comes from it. Get a call the next day. Ring, ring. Donna. Hello, Megan. Yes, this is Donna from yesterday. Hi, Donna. How are you? I'm good. Well, I went to the Dior counter yesterday after my Mary Kay makeover, and the Dior lady told me that whoever had matched my foundation, it was flawless, and they allowed me to cancel my Dior order because it hadn't come in yet, and I want to buy everything you put on my face. $600 later, I delivered her order, 2 bags, came in, loved on her. She has no husband. He died. She lives in this beautiful big Floridian home. She's like, Megan, I just can't believe how much you loved on me yesterday. So your heart is what matters in all of this. That's the point of that story. So what you want to memorize is, this is my favorite part. because you get to shop. And I get excited, and I don't make it weird. It's only weird if you make it weird, okay? They know you're with Mary Kay. You know, it's fine. So this is my favorite part because you get to shop, and I kind of get down. I'm like, like body language. I'm like a little kid. I'm like, you know? And I say, so you get to shop, and we're going to go through everything we used, and you get to take home whatever you want. It's like a secret. You get to take home whatever you want. So that's a line you want for us to be able to wake you up at midnight and you could like, I can say this line, Megan. So this is my favorite part because you get to shop. And so we're gonna go through everything you use and you can have whatever you want. Have your sales tickets ready so you're not digging around. We're like, okay. Have them ready. If you have a party, this is your other memorized line. I get to help y'all shop individually. Otherwise, I get confused. No, I get confused. You're not confused, you're a smart woman. Well, we get confused. I'm confused because you're going to afford $20 and you're going to afford $100. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? But women shop in groups. Bring the most excited lady first. Because you know what she's going to do? She's going to have all her bags. They're going to say, Sandra, what did you buy? And she'll say the miracle set and the lifting serum and the mascara and the charcoal mask. They're like, oh, suddenly their $50 order just went to $250 and you guys got a little bit richer, right? Grab the most excited person first. Megan, how do I know? Oh, you'll know. She's going to be the one who's like, dang, this feels so good. Look at my face. Y'all look. I look great. It's going to be that lady at the party. And so you want to grab her first. And you say, Sandra, I would love to help you first. Don't ask. Who would like to go first?
Amen. Preach. Please.
Ooh, I'm not quite sure who should go first. No, Sandra, you're going first because she's the most excited. And so what that sounds like is, well, ladies, this is my favorite part because y'all get to shop, and so you can take home whatever you want, and I'm gonna help y'all individually. Otherwise, I just get a little bit confused. And so, Sandra, would you like to go first? I mean, really and truly, it's how it goes. And so you're sitting there with her, right? So all I have, and if also side note, if you're at a party. You bring a whole miracle set, you bring the Botox bundle, you bring the charcoal mask, you bring the under eye corrector and that foundation with you. You're like freaking stealing stuff. You're like, okay, let's go over here, you know? You got all your stuff. Why? Because if she's sitting there and you're like, well, what did you try that you want to, take home? And there's nothing in front of her, she's going to say, well, I guess that charcoal mask, have everything in front of her. And so if it's a one-on-one facial, it's easy peasy for you, sister, because you're sitting right there and she's looking at everything. Side note, when we do her makeup, I only put out what we use because she's going to look at it like a consumer would. She's going to look at the oil mattifier. She's going to look at the foundation primer. I don't even put all my trays out. I show her a perfect palette if she really wants color. Do not pull out palettes where she can see all the palettes. We're selling skincare at this facial. Okay, so anyway, so you're sitting there with her, and this is what the conversation sounds like. You have the beauty session sheet. You have a lookbook just in case. And keeping it real, I give her a lookbook, but I don't really circle stuff throughout it. I mean, it's there if she really wants to look through it, but I kind of just, it's 91 cents a day, you know, on a very big, this is it, you know. Because then when you get to shopping and you ask her, what did you love that you tried? To her, it's wonder shopping. I don't know. This is what I liked, but I don't know how much it is. Oh, I'm so glad you don't, because I'm going to tell you price at the end, you're going to say, yeah, you know? So I get there, and I'm like, well, Susie, what did you try that you know you have to go home with? You want that line memorized, I would write that down. What did you try that you love that you have to go home with? And it's so important to say that, because if you've ever gotten closing a sale and you're just like, okay, well, what do you want to buy something? You know, like, how do you do that effortlessly, right? What did you try that you know you have to go home with? So she's going to say the charcoal mask. Okay, I'm looking down like a waitress. What else did you love that you tried? Well, I did like that cleanser. Okay, how did you feel about your whole set? This happened to Carly the other day. She said, I want my moisturizers. I said, okay. I said, well, how did you feel about your cleanser and your eye cream? Well, I did like the eye cream, but I just bought a cleanser. Have this line memorized. Susie, can I just be really honest with you? This is literally what I said. Like, can I just be really honest with you? At that point, if we haven't built trust, you done did something wrong. You know what I mean? And I just say, I'm just afraid if you go home and if you use your CeraVe cleanser with these moisturizers, your skin is not going to feel quite how it does today. How would you feel about using your whole set? That way your skin can actually feel like you want it to. Because I'm thinking, if she goes home with her Clinique or whatever with these moisturizers and without our product, her skin is not going to feel good, and she's going to blame it on Mary Kay, and it's because she didn't have a whole set. So I'm not even thinking about selling a miracle set. I'm thinking about her skin's not going to feel good. So you want to be honest with people. And so I just ask, what else did you love? I keep on writing until she tells me she's done. And so after she says, I think that's all I'm going to do today, I say, Susie, I think it's so smart of you to start with your skincare. How about I just go ahead and make a list of everything else that you loved, and then we can see what options you have. I would write that down. Let's go ahead and make a list of everything else that you loved, and then we can see what options you have. Women love options. We love restaurants because we love options and food. Like, honestly. And then we'll see what options you have. So then I'll write down, and she'll say, well, I did like that oil mattifier. At that point, I'm going through her whole head from bottom to top. So if I remember that she had oily skin, she didn't say the oil mattifier, I say, hey, what about that oil mattifier? This will make a huge difference in the longevity of your skin at work as a nurse. I'm thinking about, what does she do? And so then at the very end, after you have everything written down, I say, okay, Susie, I'm gonna go ahead and add up everything you loved, and then I just add it up. So then I'm just super quick. So note also, on the sales ticket, I have not written prices at this point. I don't write prices, it's a mystery still. Sometimes at this point they will ask, well, how much is that? How much is that? So I just add it up so fast that like your fingers, like study the lookbook if you don't know prices. Like you should know the prices of everything. If you don't, you're not gonna look like an intelligent Mary Kay girl. You're like, this girl even knows what she's doing. Literally. So on the sales ticket, I write, before I add it up, I literally write it so fast. I'm da, 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 da. Sometimes I don't even write it, I just add up everything. And sometimes they'll ask. I'm just being honest about what I do. So I'll literally add up everything. So I'm like, okay, Botox bundle, okay, this. I'm like looking, I do it very quickly, like it's no big deal. And if you're sweating at any point, like you don't show her your cards, you're cool. I'm like, okay, Susie, this is one of the most important concepts of this whole class. You read everything on her list. If it is miracle set, you say your cleanser, your day cream, your eye cream, your night cream. Everything is yours. Never use the word the. It's not the, it's gonna be hers. It's going home with her right now. Yours. It's, y'all, we're in sales. You gotta get it like thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like yours. So I say your cleanser, your night cream, and I say it in a very nice voice like this, and I'm smiling a little bit. I'm so excited. Her cleanser, your night cream, your eye cream, your day cream, your charcoal mask, your applicator, your foundation, and your foundation brush. Oh my goodness, Susie, those will only come to $244 or $344. Is card best for you or Venmo? Not a do. Is that what you'd like to do? You just told me what you wanted. Is card or Venmo best for you? If she doesn't want to do it, she'll tell you. She'll be like, well, Megan, let me reevaluate. They don't usually say that. They're like, okay, is card or Venmo best for you? If you get the objection of, that's a little more than I was wanting to spend, don't show her the list. Don't start taking off things. This is what I ask her. Susie, what was least priority to you? Well, least priority, I mean, I just bought a mascara last week, so I guess I really don't need that. Take off only one item at a time. I subtract real fast. I say, okay, so that would bring it to $315. Is that a little bit better for you? Usually she'll say, yeah, that's a little better. Let's do that. If she doesn't say, she's like, well, I'm still not sure. Say, okay, what else was least priority to you? We only take off one item at a time. Because if you say, well, you don't really need that, you are going to shoot yourself in the foot, as we all know. Y'all are smart women. So we just take off one thing at a time. The best thing I can say, it's kind of like when we close the recruit and we're like, do you want to start with 100, 130, or 30? Venmo or card, what's best for you? And you guys, when women feel so loved on, none of this feels salesy at all. I have people text me after I'll send their application. I'm like, thank you, it was so awesome getting to know you. They're my friends. Like, we follow each other on Instagram. One messaged me the other day, she was kind of ghosting me, it was weird. She messaged me and was like, Megan, I cannot tell you how good my skin looks. I'm sorry I've been out of touch. Work has been insane. I just wanted to thank you. My skin has already changed. So when you're really building a relationship with them, none of this feels salesy because your heart is in the right place. So that's what I do to close the sale. Fast few tips on post-sale, how to keep the customer and how to have the retention be awesome. I probably get like $400 in reorders a week. It's insane. Here's why. Afterwards, I send them their after picture, and in my customer's app, I put her picture, her name, her number, her address. Under notes on my customer's app, I put every single detail I could possibly remember about her. I put this is what college she went to, this is what she said her, what was important to her, every single fact about her kids' names, because you're going to build a customer base that is so big. Seeing 30 faces for so many years, I have well over 1,000 customers in my customers app, and I only started entering them 2 years into my career. You will see so many faces, you'll be like, I don't even know what that person's last name, who are you, So underneath notes, put all the things, and then as she comes back to you, the way I think of this customer named Sheila, I warmed had her at Walgreens forever ago. Sheila bought a brow tint in our makeover. She's an executive with CVS, one of the store managers, and I remembered her 2 grandsons' name, and that they were in Virginia Beach, and I put it in a card to her, and I asked her about her grandkids, and it was genuine. We weren't even talking about Mary Kay. I was in CVS or Walgreens picking up like falsies or something. I said, how are Briar and Alan? Well, they're really good, Megan. Thanks for asking. Her jaw was like on the floor. She came to every open house I had. She's one of my best customers. I have a huge order in my car to bring her when I do deliveries. Remember their names. It's not always the first thing. Remember the people's names. If you don't remember her husband's names, stalk her on Facebook and put it in my customers. You have to know these details. We are in a relationship building business. And so how I do the follow-up, you guys, is I program my phone as soon as they leave. And the customer's app will do this for you too, but I like to program it. 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. Another thing that I do is I add them to what I call my Live Confident Lounge. It's my customer group. Before they leave, or I'll have my assistant do it, so do it before they leave if that's not your case. I say, what's your name on Facebook? I would love to add you to my Live Confident Lounge. It's just like a really fun sisterhood. I don't even post about all Mary Kay in there either. I post about like my life and fitness, stuff like that. Another thing too is follow her be her friend on Facebook, follow her on Instagram. Because in 5 years, when you're an executive director like this, and Mary Kay in this, and you're picking up your pink Cadillac, even if she hasn't bought from you in 5 years, she's gonna be like, dang, Susie is killing it. Rebook her. You'll remember her that way, and she'll keep up with your story. So those are some things that I do. I also really like to write thank you notes. I have mine pre-made, and mine on the back, give an incentive. It says free $50 shopping spree at your next makeover with me with 2 friends. Booked so many parties like that. Megan, thank you so much for my thank you note. I would love to redeem this $50 gift certificate from you. That was so nice. It's the same thing as 50% off up to $100. Mm-hmm. It's just marketed where it's like, heck yeah. They're like, dang, she cares. So the thank you notes are huge. And just following up and another thing that I'm gonna be done. Calling your customers on their birthdays, program it into My Customers app, and when you put it in your iPhone underneath the contact on the day, you can see their birthday. And I have called so many, by the way, I needed a miracle set. Lady named Shirley, she was here, I called her, I was in Florida. She goes, by the way, Megan, I needed a miracle set. I said, absolutely, I'll send it to you today. And I was blown, it was like a 2-minute phone call. I was like, you can't make $50 in 2 minutes anywhere and have it be legal. Like, dang, honestly. And so program their birthdays, and I also, then you can book them for their birthdays. But that's a whole other class. So awesome. So that was everything that I have on selling. That was all that I do. Do you guys have any fast questions? We have 5 minutes. Don't ask. No? Okay, we're trying to get ahead. Okay, never mind.